Hello everyone and welcome to the Millennial Investor series. All right, so this week we are going to be breaking it down, right? How to create an investment plan for 2019. 2019 is already here. It's just a couple of days away, right? Very close. You really don't have to wait until you get into 2019 before you begin to think about investing, all right? Why is investing important? I'm sure you already know why it is important. I've shared that in a couple of episodes before. It is very important for you to put your money to work. You can't be doing all of the hard work, putting in so much time and effort every day and earning this income and not putting the money to work, right? It's very important to put your money to work. And if you have not really done well with putting your money to work in 2018, not to worry, 2019 is another opportunity to do that. And I'm here to help you, right? Know exactly how to get started. So the very first step is to define an amount of money that you want to invest on a continuous basis. This is very important because I speak to a lot of people and they say, oh, when I get that bonus, oh, when I get that windfall. Yes, when the bonus comes, you can add it to what you have already started investing. But you need to understand that investing should be a habit, right? And I think I really realized this because in my investment club, it was something we did continuously. So it's just something I stick to doing, right? I just continue the habit. Even if it's 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, or 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, define an amount of money you're going to invest on a continuous basis. Do you want to invest on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, biannual basis? Not annual though. Annual is too far. Even biannual, please. Try to do at least monthly, right? Quarterly, maybe depending on if you are an entrepreneur or something, and maybe you have cycles, that's fine, all right? So define an amount of money that you are going to invest in on a continuous basis. This is very important. Don't miss that point, all right? The second thing is, what's the time frame of investment that you want to invest in? In 2019, do you think that you're going to have cash flow needs? Right? This is very important because I find a lot of people say, oh, I want to invest in real estate. Oh, I want to invest in that. Do you know that real estate is not a very liquid investment option? If you invest your money in real estate today, chances are you might not be able to liquidate it until 2, 3, 4, 5 years. All right? So think about what your cash flow needs will be in 2019. Would you have to pay school fees in September? You know, those of us that pay school fees. Or do you have to pay house rent at a certain time of the year? Right? Can you invest towards that in addition to other things you're investing towards? Create that plan. So experts say have a short-term, medium-term, and long-term time frame. But 2019 is ideally a short-term because anything less than 12 months is short-term. Medium-term is 2 to 3 years. Long-term is 5 years and above. So short-term frame, 2019. What do you want to invest towards, knowing what your cash flow needs will be in 2019? It's very important. Some members of my community, the Green Investment Club, they invested in June towards December because they knew that in December they will have additional cash flow needs. So they invested in a 6-month investment option. So now in December, they have interest to use for some, expenses. So they don't have to spend their capital, right? Some of them might not even spend all of the interest. They might spend capital and some of the interest or not even any of it at all. So think about it. What can you invest in now or in January towards a specific cash flow need, or even in December next year or something? And it doesn't have to be short term. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't have to be short term. It can also be long term. Are you investing towards a long term option, right? Start a mutual fund. If you're young, you don't really have to think about short term needs. Or you can just create something across short term, medium term, and long term as well. Create something for short term, maybe it's 5,000 naira, create something for medium term, and create something for long term as well. So very important point, all right? Define the time frame of investment that works for you. Don't tie your money down in an investment that is not liquid when you need cash, all right? Third thing that is very important is, what is your risk appetite? How much risk can you take? See, this is very real, yo. It is very, very, very real. People, don't mind my language. But you see, I speak to a lot of people and they tell me, oh, my friend said I should put my money here and I'll get 100%. And they put their money there. The question is, how much money are you ready to lose? Because it's high risk, high returns. If you want to earn 100%, then if you lose the money, then you should be fine, right? Don't tell me that your friend said you want to earn 100% and you lose the money and then you want to kill yourself or you can't sleep. Please, What is your risk appetite? I know my risk appetite. I am kind of like a conservative, aggressive sometimes person, but I know my stage of life, and I know that there are some things I shouldn't get into at this stage of my life because I have a young family, right? So if you're young in your 20s, maybe you can afford to take some risks that some older people cannot take, right? It also sometimes it depends on how old you are, or maybe your demographic or something. But some people are naturally not even aggressive in any way. If that's you, that's fine. You don't have to do something because anybody else is doing it. You don't have to do something because it's also going to give you high returns. If it doesn't work for you, if you cannot sleep at night, then don't bother. Define your risk appetite. And let me take you to my last point. Your risk appetite should determine the kind of investment options you decide to invest in. If you're a conservative person, stick to the all safe money market securities, mutual fund, money market mutual fund. Stick to the safe one. If you're aggressive, try your hands at multiple options, right? You can invest in small business. You can try all of those risky, trading options that a lot of people are getting into these days, but know the risk they are getting into. So I would just say the 4 steps again to summarize. The very first thing, define an amount of money. This is how you create an investment plan. Define the amount of money that you want to invest in on a continuous basis, right? Regularly. If the bonus comes, fantastic. If the windfall comes, add it to the pile, all right? The second thing that is very important for you to define is your time frame. What's the time frame you have? If you are willing to do the long-term time frame, if you don't have to take out of the money for the next 4 or 5 years, that's fine. If it's short-term, define it. So look for options that work for that time frame. If it's medium-term, define it as well. Third thing that is very important for you to know is what is your risk appetite. Don't go and invest in something that your heart cannot take, or don't get into trouble, all right? And the final step which your risk appetite will determine is the investment option you should stick to. There are so many investment options. Don't think that you have to stick to only one type of option because that's what you've always done all your life, right? Try out some new things. I share investment opportunities in my community. You can click on the link to get my free course and join my community if you wish, all right? I'll see you next week.